Hey, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday. I'm Allison, and I will be your guide in this wonderful perfect week of yoga. So, our perfect weeks are that we have a little bit of every type of yoga for you for an entire week. So, we already did meditation on Monday. We did a little bit of a workout on Tuesday. And today we're working on our chakra, specifically the Crown Chakra. Why? Well, Monday we were talking about being present and shedding our past and forgetting about the future, right? Those are things we cannot control. So let's be present. Let's be in the moment, which will benefit our family, our friends, and ourselves. All right. Well, let's get started. We're going to start in a lotus pose. So in lotus, that means the top of the foot comes onto the thigh. Now you can do a full lotus if you would like to, but you don't have to. I'm going to do a half lotus because I'm still am recovering on my left knee. So I'm in a half lotus, bringing my palms up to the knee, rolling out my shoulders, bringing up my spine, and I'm going to bring make a mudra of my index finger and my thumb. We'll stay here to breathe, just arriving on the mat physically, mentally, spiritually. Considering what are the things that we want to be more present for ourselves, our job, our families. What's going to work for you? What do you want? Continue breathing here, arriving. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. And let's go into a nice tabletop. So we're going to roll into our tabletop and go into our cat-cows. Remember, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And this is where I will remind you about our Monday practice where we were meditating through movement. Breathing, inhaling, and exhaling. Move at your own pace, but the important thing is we're waking up our spine, and we're also finding a moment to meditate through movement. Awesome. We're going to do a little side stretch here. So I'm going to take a moment to keep my left knee where it is, reach my right leg out, curling those toes, sending energy down the heel. See if I can wake up my calves a little bit. Now I'm going to kickstand my left leg, draw my right leg over into a supported side angle, bring my fingertips up, reaching, activating that core. Now we're going to do some arm circles to kind of stretch things out, really reaching those fingers forward. You might feel a little stretch in the side body. And as you come down toward the mat, you might feel a little stretch in the shoulders. But whatever the case, we're going to do a little bit more of movement here to wake up our bodies. Feel like I'm playing guitar. And come back down. Let's bring our knees together and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Reaching that left leg out, heels down. And then kickstand the right leg, shift my foot coming into a supported side plank. We'll do the same thing here, taking those fingertips, really reaching the fingertips away from the body. 3 or 4 times, feeling the stretch in the shoulder and the side body. Feeling your core activating. And come back down. All right. Bringing my knees here, I'm going to bring the knees as wide as the mat, toes together, and I'm going to send myself back into a nice child's pose. Now, we've been working on this where yesterday we did some puppy dogs, or actually that was Monday, wasn't it? Extended puppy dog. So I'm extending my child's pose here, but if you do this, if you join me in this, make sure that your sits bones are really pressing into your heels or into a block if you use a block to support your hips. While we're here in child's pose, I invite you to really find an intention. What is your intention for staying present this week or maybe just today? Do you need to be more present in yoga, where you think about other things while you're trying to do yoga? Do you need to be more present during work? Do you need to be off your phone more? What is your intention? All right, from here, we're going to roll into into a rabbit's pose. So I'm going to bring my hips up, bring my knees closer together, keep the hips up, wiggle. I'm going to place the top of my head on the mat. Now you might find that you're going to have to adjust where your head is to make it comfortable. I'm going to reach my hands back. So my hands are coming back toward the heels. Maybe you reach your heels, maybe you don't, but you are pressing the crown of your head into the mat. So remember that we're activating our crown chakra. And rabbit pose, if you're here with me, even if you're grabbing the ankles, you can pull your elbows down the sides and you can feel a stretch between the shoulder blades. But if that's not working for you, maybe you're right here, maybe you're holding on for dear life, pressing into the crown of the head is our purpose today. Take one more deep breath here and release. Great. All right, so we're going to press through the fingers, curl the toes, send the hips back into a downward facing dog. It's our first dog, so feel free to walk it out, but don't collapse into your arms and your body. Keep the integrity of your body. All right, let's tippy toe between the hands. Do a little forward fold. Remember, whenever we forward fold, especially the first time, keep a little micro bend, and then also keep that spine nice and long so you have space for breath. I always say space for breath, and that just means we're not collapsing in. There's no benefit to collapsing in, no benefit to being lazy. And pressing through the feet, slowly rolling up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Hello. I'm going to walk back to the back of my mat. Pardon me here. And I'm going to inhale my arms up overhead into a nice extended mountain pose. Really keeping those fingers active, pressing through the feet. And we're going to do a half sun salutation here. Inhale, exhale, diving down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to walk those hands out into a downward facing dog, kind of like what we did the other day. And coming back, walk those palms back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to come all the way up. And this time, clasp your hands together. Fold the fingers, pointies together, index fingers together, pointing up toward the ceiling. We're going to go into a little back bend. So remember that you can always hands behind the hips for a gentle back bend here, or join me pointing backwards. Keep those knees bent. Don't fall over. Find your drishti. And release. We're going to do a little tree pose. I know we did a tree pose yesterday, but we will do a little different this time. So weight on the right foot. Inhale left and exhale left knee, ankle, calf, maybe inner thigh. So from here, bring those hands to the heart. If you need to hold on to something, you can. Widening up those arms. While you're here, really imagine the crown of your head shooting that energy up toward the sun. All right, trying to stay present, trying to stay in your balance, releasing that left leg and stretching it out to the side. And we're just going to do some leg lifts. I'm keeping my arms up and lifting my leg. Now, that movement, that means you're going to have to adjust your posture on your right foot and your right knee. Do about 5. It's working a different part of your hip flexor than what we normally do. All right, that was good. Sweet. Release the hands back, release the hands at the back of the mat. Do the same thing. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, diving down. Taking our hands, we're going to walk out into a downward facing dog. And then we'll walk back into a forward fold. Into a forward fold. Okay, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. From here, pressing up, inhale all the way up and clasp the hands and do a little mini back bend again. Opening that chest and release. And now we'll do our tree pose on the other side. Weight on the left foot this time. Inhale and exhale the knee out to ankle, calf, or the inner thigh. Bring your hands to heart. Inhale that spine nice and tall. Exhale, really pressing into all four corners of the left foot. Inhale, opening up those arms and feeling the light that is inside you shining out the top of your head toward the sky. Feel your head become lighter. Envision. Let's work on that balance again. I'm going to release my right leg. I didn't say it this time. And same thing, I'm going to do this 5 times. However, whatever works for you. Do 1, check your balance, maybe bend your knee a little bit more, and then just do 5 total. Whew, nice work. All right, shake it out. I'm going to reach down. I'm just going to do a forward fold for a moment, shaking out my legs. Okay, and wherever you're at, maybe you're still at the back of the mat, we're going to walk out into a downward facing dog. So just like what we've done before, walking those palms out, really pressing back, and we're going to move into a dolphin. But before we do that, we're going to do some waves. All right, so from here, really adding in a wave through the spine to come to a nice plank, pulling in that belly button and pressing back. We'll do this 5 times. I'm inhaling to press back and then exhaling to come into my wave to my plank. Let's do 1 more. Awesome. Holding here for just a moment, breathing, and then we are going to move into a dolphin pose. I'm going to press myself back here, bring my forearms down, clasp the hands, and bringing my forehead just like in the rabbit pose, not forehead, sorry, top of the head chakra, going for our crown chakra. And you might find that here you might have to move your feet a little bit to adjust, but your heels will likely not be down. Maybe your knees are even bent a little. That's okay. Holding here. This is for those people who like to do a forearm headstand. This would be the spot. We're not doing that together, but you're welcome to do that if that is in your practice. But for everyone else, focusing on the arms holding us up and the head really pressing in without collapsing into the neck. Holding that integrity. So it's really an arm workout, isn't it? And I'm eating my shirt, so I apologize. Take 1 more breath. Inhale and exhale. Release your knees down. Release your head carefully, right? Oh, okay. Shake out the arms if we need to, and then we're going to move into a little headstand potential. So pressing through my fingers, sending my hips back. I'm going to widen my stance. Walk my way back into a forward fold. Now we did the wide-legged forward fold yesterday. I'm going to move so you can see me. We did that yesterday, but this time I invite you to shake out the neck, shake out the head, shake out the shoulders, and maybe add a little bit more movement side to side. See if you could bring your hands to the outside of your feet today. Or maybe just cradle your elbows and rock back and forth. Or maybe none of those things are in your practice. Now from here, we're going to work into what could be a handstand. I'm not going to teach you the handstand, but if you'd like to do a headstand, this would be the time to do it. I'm going to grab one block. If you have one handy, you can go grab it. Come back into your wide-legged forward fold. And for me, I'm just using one. You could pile up your blocks. And I'm going to bring the crown of my head back onto my block. So again, you could put a second block here if that would be more comfortable for you. Or if you do, if actual headstand is in your practice, this would be a great time to do that. But we're not doing that together. So taking this time to reach forward. So before, when we were doing dolphin, it was an arm workout. This time, you should feel maybe a little activity in your hamstrings. But we're still working on that crown chakra, pressing into the block, pressing into the ground if you're doing actual headstand. There are a lot of great tutorials on headstands, but I highly recommend, if you've never done a headstand, I would recommend finding your a local one-on-one to work on your headstands in person, because there's so much potential for injury. You can always reach out to me too, and if we're local, I would be happy to have a one-on-one with you with doing our headstands. Okay, take one more breath here. Inhale and exhale, release. We're actually going to come down to the ground. So I'm just going to move my way through. All right. So from here, we're going to do a little rolling down. I'm going to do a nice little back bend. We've been doing a few of these back bends. I'm going to do bridge and then some boat, and then we will close out our practice. Okay, so from here, we'll do a quick one. Pressing through the feet, inhaling the hips up toward the ceiling. If you'd like to add in a bind right here, really think about extending the neck, pressing through the arms to alleviate pressure on the shoulders and the neck, squeezing those glutes if necessary, pressing weight through the feet, breathing. And release. Now we're going to bring ourselves up to our boat, and we're going to do that by first giving ourselves a nice hug, rolling back and forth, and then rolling maybe 3 to 5 times if it feels good to your spine. Otherwise, just sit up and we'll meet you there. I like this. I think it's fun. Okay, from here, we're going to do a little quick boat pose. All right, check your spine, check your head, feel the crown of the chakra, really sending out that energy through the head, activate your core, and wherever you're at, remember, you could just be leaning back, releasing, or having those legs up. But let's hold here for 3 deep breaths, starting now. And release. Okay. We're going to come into a nice comfortable seated position. If you'd like to go back into our half lotus or full lotus to close our practice. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. But while we are, I really, really want to invite you to imagine the light that you have inside you shining out of the top of your head toward the sky. And at the same time, feeling the heat from the sun warming your scalp, warming that chakra. When we're done here with our breaths, I invite you to do a shavasana on your own. And while you do that shavasana, really imagine, spend your time thinking about and imagining the light you have inside you shining out your chakra and the light from the world heating the chakra. It's a give and take. So let's take 3 breaths here slowly, really imagining that light in your crown chakra. Inhale that spine nice and tall. The head reaches up toward the heavens. Feel it actively shining and accepting the light. And exhale, pressing the sits bones into the mat. Inhale. Feel that light shining and the light you're accepting. Exhale, connecting to the earth. And one last time, inhale and exhale. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of your practice today and always, and I hope to see you tomorrow. Namaste.